My name is Anthony Wright, and I inspire recovery. One of my sayings is, recovery is a journey of 1,000 steps. Stick with me for 10 minutes, see if you agree. Now if you look at the picture there, the MRI at the top, that actually is me, 2005. The large white mass at the back is a brain tumour. It is the size of a golf ball. Now the remarkable thing about it is not that it's me, not that it's a brain tumour. The remarkable thing is the only reason there was an MRI was that I deliberately faked symptoms. I deliberately faked a hearing test. I lied to the medical services. An MRI, an emergency MRI was booked, and they discovered a brain tumour the size of a golf ball. Well, they say you make your own luck. Well, that's only part of it. 4 weeks later, still waiting for further treatment, I discovered I had a complication that meant I was within about a month of being permanently blinded. I discovered online that I had a complication, approached my doctor, he agreed, and before you know it, I was in hospital and they saved my sight. And again, just to throw the odds at you, the chances of me calling that right were about 1 in 100 million. And I called it right, and I don't even have an O-level in biology. Now, time went on, and eventually they had to deal with the main tumour, and incredibly, that went funny as well. I had a first operation on the Monday. Now, this is a 12, 14-hour operation. By Wednesday, I needed a second operation, and shortly afterwards I died, well, just for a few minutes, if you understand what I'm saying. And by the Friday, they had to operate again, which was the third operation in 5 days. I was put into a coma after that, and the full casualty list was I lost a facial nerve, a hearing nerve, a balance nerve, about 25 kilos in body weight, and I could no longer walk. I was broken, mind and body. It's the only way of putting it. Getting a little bit impatient as well. I was 8 weeks in the hospital. I was moved on to the rehabilitation unit, the third picture you see down on the slide there. Now this is a place where you learn to walk again, and I was getting very frustrated at this point and really wanted to get on. We had a slight fallout. I was a bit of a difficult patient, I have to come clean on that one. Third day in, I broke into their gym, still in the wheelchair, and started using the equipment because I wanted to get well and wanted to get out. Of course, I hadn't seen the security cameras, so yes, they weren't amused, can I put it that way? Now, that wasn't quite the full of it. You see, in the morning session, you had to have one, usually two nurses actually, to help you through the shower process in case I fell over. My balance was that bad. And so it follows that a shower fight would follow most mornings. I was going to bring a picture of the shower flight, actually, I've got to say, but we got this letter earlier on today. It's from the Royal College of Nursing, actually. Well, they're solicitors anyway. We can't show the shower fight pictures. I'm really sad about that. What I can show you is what I used to do in the evenings, actually. If you look at the bottom picture on the 4, I just point out this was a 24-hour surveillance recovery unit with security cameras, electronic doors, all the rest of it. So an off-duty nurse was a little bit surprised to find me in a pub a mile outside of the premises. Under the circumstances, I thought she was very good about it, actually, to be brutally honest, but there we are. We're all good friends now. I used to get Christmas cards from these people for years afterwards. Anyway, moving on. I got home, I could walk. Now, at this point in time, I could walk about half a mile, and then I'd have to sleep 2 or 3 hours just to get through the day. So I have no kind of life. You can't even go to the shops doing something like that. And I thought, I've got to do something about this. So I took myself back to the golf course. I went out walking, I played golf. I started off just playing 4 and 5 holes, then 6, then 7, then 8, and then eventually right round the course, and then right round the course again, building up, taking on weights, and then finally at 3 years out, I actually started running again. I can now run, it's a bit of a fib there actually, I can run 2 miles, I can't run 5. Strictly speaking, technically I'm still disabled, but I can walk 10 miles, I can hit a golf ball 250 yards, no problem. So what do I do today? Fundamentally, I'm a trainer. I train people how to do more or less what I was doing, which is self-managed recovery. How do you get your life back? What can you do? I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse or anything like that. This isn't about taking apart anything that the medical services do. This is about what you do after you come home. How do you then rebuild your life? How do you get your health back together? I also have started the process of public speaking. My first engagement this year actually was an international radio interview with the charming Christine Andrew, Radio Cuso, Michigan in the United States. Shortly afterwards, I had an interview with Sir John Majeski, Radio 107 in Reading. If you're interested to hear these interviews, they are actually on my website. What else do I do? Now, before we go any further, I probably forgot to mention this actually. I'll go through the full diagnosis from before. Permanent brain damage, dyslexia, short-term memory loss, and, oh, that was right, English reduced to that of a 15-year-old. So, of course, I published a book. It's mainly an e-book, but it's also available as a hard copy as well. And this is fundamentally based on the training course. Again, it's about self-healing, getting your life back. So what are the courses? What's the book about? Mind and body. Basically, in order to fix the mind, you need to attend to the body. In order to fix the body, you need to attend the mind. The two interlink in such a way, it's almost impossible to fix the one without the other. And if you don't do it, what will happen is you'll delay the recovery or maybe prevent a full recovery. A life of colour. Yes, people that have been engaged long-term in any kind of medical situation find themselves in an increasingly restricted lifestyle. And fundamentally behind the book and the training course is the idea that you build forward and extend the life into a full life of colour. So what am I now? I'm an author, trainer, public speaker, and I'm interested in partnering with PDP to see if there are things we can do together in the future. So, recovery is a journey of 1,000 steps. Yes, I think I'd agree with that. The full saying, recovery is a journey of 1,000 steps. It is not a race, and there are no prizes for first place. Recovery is a fine balance of patience and positive energy. So it's important to take the time and get well. Thank you for listening.